Falling Flower. Kiko is joining me right now. How's it going?
It's going all right. I was just in the middle of a Pokemon battle, and I was like, oh, snap, it's 4 o'clock. Hey, look at that.
I'm sorry about that. It's all good though. Uh, man. So thank you so much for being on. I appreciate it, and I apologize for interrupting your Pokemon hunting thingy. Uh, I
But all right.
I remember I remember how Pokemon Go was that was a popular app back then about a year ago. That was just everybody was on it, and I was just trying to
Well, now
understand.
they have like a new system where you have like tasks to get people back out there and playing again. And now you can catch a whole bunch of different Pokemon, and it's a lot of fun. It's so fun.
Oh, okay, that's cool. So let's go ahead and begin. I've been a fan of yours for quite some time. Just seeing you wrestle in areas from Wise and from the South to the West, and very talented competitor, very intimidating and in-ring performer, and you're definitely one of the wrestlers to keep an eye on for years to come. I think you definitely are very talented at what you do. So I'm happy to have someone as established as yourself on. And before we get into what you have in store in the upcoming weeks and months, how did you get started as a wrestler?
I've been watching wrestling all my life, so it was never something that wasn't in my head. When I was 19, I researched a school in my area, and I was driving 600 miles back and forth every week to become a pro wrestler, and bounced around to a couple of training facilities, and just kind of blossomed from there.
So the nickname Fallen Flower, and I love talking about the meaning behind the names, stage names, nicknames, things like that. How did you end up being the Falling Flower?
Uh, it's it's just a play on words. Like the flower that falls from the tree is, usually the one who gets forgotten and left behind, and that was usually always me. So
Okay, right to the point. I like that. Now, who were like some of your influences? Those that inspired you to become a wrestler? Anyone that stood out to you the most?
uh, growing up in the '90s, so Attitude Era was definitely like people like the Hardy Boys and Edge and Christian, Chris Benoit, Chris Jericho, uh, Bull Nakano. Once I started getting into wrestling and researching, back through the years, uh, it's become so many different people that I've grabbed influences from after meeting them, or finally going back and watching older tape to study and stuff like that.
I do love me some Bull. I mean, she was extraordinary. She just very talented, hard-working individual. Always gives you a good match. And there's a lot of names that gets mentioned as far as women wrestlers, but for some reason I feel like her name is like under the radar. I don't know why, but she is very, very good. She's just so talented. I think she deserves high kudos than some of the other people that's out there. But that's just my 2 cents. Um, like as for your 2018, like what has been some of your favorite moments so far? Those that you look back on and say, "Wow, that was some good times."
So biggest moment of my career, possibly ever in my life, actually happened back in 2017. Was it 17? When was Rise 2? Actually, no, it was this year. It was for Rise 6. It was in Southern California at the AWS venue, and we had Bull Nakano uh, as one of the training seminars. And I actually got to reform an old stable of hers called Gokumanto alongside Dynamite Didi and Chris Woltz.
Wow, that is awesome, and I definitely love what Wise is doing as it pertains to women's wrestling. They have done some big things, and they continue to do so. So many women from all over the world. What's it like being at Rise, just being around so many talented women, just going out there and performing and learning from each other? How do you feel being part of Rise?
It's absolutely amazing. People were really skeptical at the beginning because it was just a seminar. You know, people were paying their way out to these big seminars, but it was for, you know, training by Saraya Knight and Colt Cabana. Like, that's not something that females, let alone, you know, anybody in general, get to experience. And this is a female-only seminar situation. But now we've expanded to go from, we started in Chicago, we've gone to L.A., they've gone to the United Kingdom. We're about to go to Japan in July to debut with Stardom's 7-year anniversary. We just got done filming 6 episodes of a weekly episodic television series specifically geared towards women's wrestling. Like, if you go to riseascent.com and sign up for it's $4.99 a month, and you get all of the past Rise shows, even Gain, and there's also some shows on there from different companies that have expressed women's wrestling. So it's a good time to be a women's wrestler.
Wow, going to Japan, that is amazing. And just to be with Stardom, that's going to be epic. That's going to be just absolutely epic. Is this going to be your first time going to Japan, or you've been there before?
Yes, it will. No, this is the first time. Like, I went to Mexico for a day, but this will be the first time legitimately outside of the country.
Wow. That is going to be quite an experience. I've heard so many good stories about Japan, and the fans' appreciation. They appreciate the art. That's what so many people tell me about their experience going to Japan. It's just the fans' appreciation. Totally different from U.S. fans that just like to yell, scream, and whatnot. Japan, they just enjoy it, man. They just are in awe, you know, just watch everything unfold.
That's because it's still a real sport to them.
Yeah.
It's not regarded as entertainment. We are put on the same level as basketball players and baseball players and football players. We are athletes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I love Japan wrestling. I love New Japan Pro Wrestling. I love Stardom. I love some other wrestlers out there that's just performing and doing their thing. So, in addition to Rise, what else do you have coming up that, as far as upcoming shows that fans out there need to check out?
I will be making my debut in the Boston area, so look out for that soon. It'll be my first time in the Boston area, so that'll be really exciting. Starting to finally get up more of the Northeast. I will be at Rise in Chicago at the beginning of July, and then we actually head out to Japan after that. So I will be in Japan for the next month and a half, so just kind of keep an eye out on all the shenanigans going on and whatnot.
All right, go check out the shows that she mentioned. Support women's wrestling. Support your local wrestling companies, and check out what's out there for sure. Now, as we get near the midpoint of 2018, you've had some amazing matches over the course of your career and also in 2018. Who are some wrestlers out there, whether it's pro or indie field, that you haven't had a chance to go up against, but you would like to go up against one day?
Melissa Anderson and I still need a decent one-on-one match. I would love to wrestle Nicole Savoy again, because every time I work with her, she just elevates me to a whole nother level. I really enjoyed working with Zaya Brookside at the Rise tapings. That was absolutely amazing. And Lufisto and I need a one-on-one match still. We only had a triple threat, so we need a one-on-one right now before she retires, because that needs to happen. And with Mercedes Martinez.
Oh, Mercedes is awesome. I love Nicole Savoy. She's awesome. She looked great where she and Mercedes look great at the Mae Young Classic last year. I definitely, as a fan, love to see them come back because they both looked great and they were, you know, added to extra heights. I truly believe. Um, so, what would your advice be to anyone out there that wants to become a wrestler, that aspires to be a wrestler? What would your advice be to those that wants to get into the sport?
Research your schools. Research the people who are training those schools. Go to their shows if they have any, or go to the shows that their guys go to, and find out if they have a school. Just make sure you do your research, and then once you start training, be a sponge. Shut your mouth. Keep your ears open, and you'll be.
That's some very, very good advice. For what people told me, as far as their advice, it's definitely important to listen and just watch and just shut up and listen. Pretty much, I am. And once you get the hang of things, you'll be all right. And before I let you go, Kiko, why don't you go ahead and promote your social media feeds? Where can people catch you on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, any other links out there?
Well, thankfully, all of my links are exactly all the same. Everything is at Fallen Kikyo, SALLENKIKYO. That's for Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, Twitch, just literally everything. If you type in Fallen Kikyo, you'll find me. Make sure you go to riseascent.com, subscribe to that. It's $4.99 a month, and you'll get everything from Rise, as well as other things that, like matches from IWC, a bunch of giant. If you're a women's wrestling fan, just do that. If you're my fan, if you're a women's wrestling fan, go to riseascent.com and subscribe.
I'm definitely going to check that out for sure. It was great chatting with you. I want to thank you for being on the show. Continued success. Have a absolutely great time in Japan, especially. And I'll definitely continue to keep track of your career. And again, thank you for your time. Appreciate it.
All right. Thank you very much.
You have a good remainder of your evening.
Thank you. You too.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. That was the Fallen Flower Kiko joining me on Triple Threat Wrestling Radio.